Melissa, top congressional Democrats just finished a roughly 90-minute meeting with officials from the Trump administration, including the Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, in which Democrats communicated to the administration that the $1 trillion benchmark that they're currently working with is not sufficient and that they want to see the draft of the Republicans' bill before trying to negotiate against broad principles. Despite $2 trillion of differences between where the two parties stand right now, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who is drafting that forthcoming bill, said today that it will include at least one of several Democratic priorities, and that is another round of direct stimulus checks.
We'll lay out the specifics. I'm going to introduce a bill in the next few days that is a starting place, that enjoys fairly significant support among Republican senators, probably not everyone. And at that point, we'll be more specific about how to allocate. But we do envision direct checks again.
There is hardly full consensus among Republicans. Senator Rand Paul voiced opposition to another round of checks for people who still have jobs. Florida Senator Rick Scott opposes not only more aid for states, but also more flexibility for states to use existing aid. McConnell himself noted significant differences of opinion on a payroll tax holiday that has been pushed most personally by President Trump. And Melissa, the window to get a deal is very narrow. A moratorium on evictions and the expansion of unemployment benefits are both set to end this Friday, July 25th. And the small business grant program known as the PPP will end on August 8th. And as for the virus itself, it is showing no signs of dying out. And President Trump at the coronavirus briefing that has restarted as of just this hour just said that it is going to get worse before it gets better. Melissa?
Kayla, thank you. Kayla Tausche. Not too much time to figure out within the party, Jeff Mills, what they're going to put forth, and between parties, what they're going to put forth.
Right. You know, now you're talking about weeks, not months, in terms of figuring this out. And I do think it's part of the market's calculus in terms of where it's priced right now, because you still have 17 million people unemployed. You have 40% of the jobs we gained last month in leisure and hospitality, and we've seen what's happened with the virus since then. And then even if you look at some of the timely data, whether it's air travel, open table, whatever it is, you know, that started to moderate a little bit. We had consumer sentiment moderate a little bit last week. And I think that all hinges back to filling this income gap. You know, we've seen it filled. In fact, consumers have had more money in their pockets post-virus than they did pre-virus because of the bolstered unemployment benefits. But the fact of the matter is, if we don't get something put into place, this sales trajectory that we're seeing in the overall economy simply isn't sustainable. So this is critical. If it looks like there are going to be delays, I would expect that the market reacts to it. But overall, I do think we get something passed.
Tim?
I think it's very difficult to expect delays on unemployment and even the mortgage relief. There's no way they can't continue to roll that down, at least until there's some clarity on the same things that were there when they threw those pieces of aid to the public. So it sounds like more good news for Best Buy. I think stimulus checks are one way. Certainly, there's plenty of folks that need them. There's plenty of folks that didn't. And some of that liquidity we've talked about has found its way straight into the stock market. Yep. So I think all of these dynamics are very difficult to see why they would change with an administration that wants to push for them, with an uncertainty around the virus, and every reason to everyone believe that we need to lengthen the ability for the economy to recover. And I think that's what we're going to get. And I think the market's going to like it.